Hey, this is Angelica with Young Construction. I'm here today with Dan, the owner of Young Construction, and Colleen. We all know who Dan is, but Colleen, can you introduce
Hi.
yourself?
Yes, Colleen Frein. I'm the president and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce here in Mason City.
Yeah, and how long have you been in that role? Because that's about a year.
Yeah, a little over a year. I started in the role in January in 2023, but I've been with the Chamber for 9 years now. So it's not a new place, but a new role for me in the last year.
Right. So what we're going to talk about today is one of the big staple pieces of Mason City, which, if you're from this area, you know of Band Festival.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yes.
It'd be hard pressed not to know a band festival.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about the history of the Band Festival? Like how long it's been around roughly?
Absolutely. Well, this is our 85th Band Festival, which is pretty, when you say it's all the 85th year, sometimes you don't stop and think about what that really means. And the fact that this has been going on since the 1920s is when we had the first band festival. It was actually just kind of a gathering of bands, and they had a little competition. And that was it. It was essentially just going to be a one-off kind of a celebration. And it went really well. So a few years later, they said, hey, we should do that band festival thing again. And so they had a second one. And again, I think they had a second one and a third one and took a little time off and then had a third one. And then it was pretty consistent until the World War II. They took a few years off for World War II. And then we've had it every year since, with the exception of 2020.
Right. And every year, I have to say, it just kind of gets a little better and better. I mean, the themes I've noticed the last couple of years have really taken off, and it's been fun to participate in.
Yes, we're really trying. We're trying to make Band Festival not something that you just know happens and you should probably go to, but something that you're excited for and that you really want to attend.
Yeah, so we're just going to kind of get into the schedule of it when we're speaking about people attending. So to start off with, when does the carnival start?
Great. So everything starts Thursday, May 23rd. That's when we have the big kickoff for Band Fest. And I'd be remiss if I don't say we kick things off with kids playing music. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do with Band Festival, is support the youth in our community and the connection with them to music and kind of our musical culture. So we kick things off at 6 p.m. on the 23rd with the John Adams Middle School Band. And I am always so impressed by these middle school kids. You have young kids.
Oh, yeah.
You remember, like middle school, to hear them play and play as well as they do is really a testament to our schools and what great work they do in education and music education. And at the same time as they start playing on the plaza, we open up the carnival.
Yeah, and then Friday night bands.
We have, yes, Friday night. So again, in keeping with this theme of youth and music, we start off Friday night with the Mason City High School Orchestra and the Mason City Jazz Band, the high school jazz band. Both of them are just stellar musicians. And then at 7:30 is our big act for Friday. It's a band called Not Quite Brothers. They really are this great up-and-coming band. Not so up-and-coming. They're playing really big shows of cool young guys. They play a lot of 80s music, which is why we went to them initially, or thought of them as we were like, hey, it'd be cool to hear 80s cover band, but something that brings it to be a little bit more modern.
Which ties into the theme,
Exactly.
which is the 80s, right?
Yeah, 80s rewind.
That's the whole theme, right?
Yeah.
That is the whole theme.
It makes me feel real old that I don't think that the 80s is that old.
It's not.
It's not.
But we're rewinding to them. So with the merch, we have kind of two different designs you can choose from. One of them is the MTV style. NIBF is what we're saying. I want my NIBF, North Iowa Band Festival.
Yes.
Dan just got it.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
And then the other shirt actually pays homage to AC/DC. So again, keeping that NIBF, North Iowa Band Fest theme in there, we have an AC/DC style shirt that has all of the bands playing on the weekend list.
Still a phenomenal band, I might add.
The parade, I think, growing up was the one thing we always looked forward to.
Well, and Colleen, you touched on it. What's this about? Well, you remember when we were growing up, it was about getting candy.
Right.
And
which
really,
is fine.
Which is fine. And so you have the adult side, the music side, and then my favorite part is still the candy. We bring the Pink Panther every year for the kids,
Yeah.
Because generational, everybody remembers watching it as a cartoon. And now, well, we apparently do it for roofing.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's it. So we want to make sure that we're tying into everybody's memories and making sure that we have something for the younger folks. And then also something that if you're maybe moved away and you're coming back just to celebrate or spend Memorial Day weekend back here with family, you're like, oh, yeah, I remember Bandfest.
Yeah, I know.
I remember the memories there.
And also, with how many people have enrolled to be in the band businesses?
In the Bandfest parade, I'm guessing we're going to have a record number of parade
Are you
entries this
really?
way. I really
we were
think
just
so.
me and
So-
Angelica were just talking about it, and we're like, gosh, it seems like after 2020 that it's really come back.
Yeah. Last year we had about 110 parade entries. I'm thinking we'll see more than that this year. So you'll see that lineup at the beginning stretching even further back this year.
Well, and if you join and you stay a while, you get to bump up the line.
So here's a trick that people may not realize. Yes, if you are a sponsor of Bandfest, you get higher up on the line. But also, we just take first come first serve. So the first people to get their applications into us, the sooner you are in the parade. So yeah, we'll take your application next week. But
Angelica's got that down to an art.
Oh yeah, I have it marked in our calendar. All right, every year this
Love
is when
it.
we can do it because we want to be kind of up there in the line.
I like to be the ones that give out the candy right away.
Yeah.
We always give out the hard hats and see the kids get really excited. It's the plastic
that.
hard hat, but the kids love it. And like you said, the dates you have on here,
Mm-hmm.
just from Friday on down, Saturday is your biggest day. Isn't it?
Saturday is the big day.
It's the big day.
Yeah.
That's when, what's the dancers?
So they're the high school dance team.
And then you got the petting zoo.
So the instrument petting zoo, it's not with animals, it's with instruments. So it's an opportunity for kids to try out different instruments they may have never touched before, played before. Actually, we work with Riemann Music. They bring a ton of different things, and they have people that they work with that come and help the kids learn to play it, cleaning the instruments between kids and that sort of thing.
And I always liked Saturday because, like Angelica was saying, Saturday, and we're going back to the kids, but you remember going to the little park. They have in Central Park now is really cleaned up.
Yeah.
And you go there, they have the little carnival, and then with that you have the little vendors, and it's just a good time for your family and a time to support Mason City.
Yeah, and we have more food trucks coming this year as well. So another cool thing that we have happening this year is we're trying to support all the local businesses that are right down there as well. And we're not trying to take business away from the bars and restaurants that are downtown and having people, go to our food trucks and go to our carnival. We want them to do that too, of course. But trying to support the folks that are there all the time. So we have button discounts. So if you're wearing a button over Band Festival week, there are a ton of cool different discounts offerings that you get to have. There's my button. I forgot we were on
Free
camera.
food.
Well, there's some like buy one get one type things. And another thing we're doing is Thursday night we are doing a totally tubular downtown crawl. So we're encouraging people to check out the different establishments downtown. All of them will have different specials and themed nights. Oftentimes we hear about, you're bringing in different bands from out of the area, but we have so many great artists here in North Iowa. Why aren't we celebrating them more? And that is what we are doing on Saturday. We have a whole day of what we're calling the River City Mixtape. It is all Mason City, North Iowa musicians all day long, starting right at 2 p.m. And we have a different band or musician just about every hour.
That's exactly why we're doing this kind of stuff, to let people know, hey, if you want your city to get better, if you want things to improve, then join, become a part, bring your car down, talk to them.
Yes.
Your community gets better when you put in the effort to make your community better.
And one of the things I love about our community is it's large enough that we have all the great things, we have great resources, but it's small enough that you can really make a difference if you want to, and without a lot of effort.
And it doesn't take much. I mean, even going to this, I don't think we've ever had a time where most of the company doesn't want to come to the parade.
That's awesome.
In our company, we don't push it too hard, do we?
No, I mean, because everybody wants to be a part of something.
Yeah.
It's a community thing that you get to basically walk down and see everybody in Mason City on the sidelines. Just
I know,
cheering
you wave at your
on.
friends
Yes.
and toss things out to the kids and to the adults as well. And it's a great way to show off your community pride as a business or as an organization, but also to bring your own business together to decorate your float or to pick out your shirts or decide what you're going to hand out. and just spend the day together outside of work.
It takes like a village to put something like this together. Are you still looking for volunteers to kind of help you kind of put things together? I know with the parade, you have volunteers sporadically lined up to make sure everybody's staying on pace and everyone's staying together.
We are always looking for volunteers. So one of the great things about the parade is everyone wants to be in the parade, but that makes it really hard for us to find volunteers because everyone's in the parade or watching the parade with their friends. So the more the merrier when it comes to volunteers on parade day. Our goal is to have somebody on every block to make sure the parade is going at a good pace, but also just to keep an eye on the crowds, make sure nothing's happening. If there's an emergency situation, that they can alert police or alert myself as the parade coordinator so that we know, like for example, one year there was a train that crossed in the middle of the parade.
Oh my.
But we don't know that all the way back at the start of the parade, right?
What's holding things up?
Yes, and it just kind of like stopped the parade all the way back. Then we're like, well, what is going on? And it's because a train had gone through. And I guess now we look at the train schedules and make sure there's no trains crossing State Street on Bandfest Day.
The trains have a schedule.
Someone does.
I know they block the tracks.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Speaking of that, every year I've never seen such, because you'll have your volunteers and they'll be telling everybody to either pick up or slow down. Mm-hmm. Works really well.
I hope so. We try. There's only so much you can do. It's literally hurting cats in a lot of ways. We're making sure all these people are going at a decent pace. And sometimes you get caught up in the momentum and you go slow and you talk to your friends or you're walking faster than you expect to. But
it's not too late to be part of the parade if they want, right? You can call, if you're listening to this and you're a business, bring your people. Become part of the community and be part of the solution. And you'll hear me keep pushing that on these podcasts that we do, because I truly believe that our community will only get better if we take action. It's real easy to point a finger and be upset about what's going on in your community. It's much, much better to be the solution.
We really do try to recognize all of the people who come together to make Bandfest work. Because while it is orchestrated by the chamber, no pun intended, orchestrated, there are so many groups, especially our city crews, that come together to make the park look beautiful, to help set up street closures. We have another group, our Builders Club from Lincoln Intermediate School comes and cleans up the parade afterwards and cleans up all the yards so that neighbors don't have candy wrappers sitting in their yards. There are so many people who help out with
just
this.
East Park and Central Park alone. East Park, when you're driving by at the end of the parade, is just so... And the guys that do the train over there. Mm-hmm. And if you spend some time looking at your community that way, it's huge. And so there's no cutoff till when's the last day somebody can come to you and say, I want to be in the parade?
Well, probably at least by Thursday. We will make accommodations. If somebody wants to be in the parade, you can come. The end can go on as long as we'd like the end of the parade to go on. We can tack you on to the end.
So that makes me happy, because I just want to urge, like you're telling me now, that it's one of the be part of this.
Where can people go to find these schedules or to see what all is going on?
So nibandfest.com. You can also go to the chamber website. We have a social media on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I think those are the big three that we do for Band Festival. We have posters out in the community. Hopefully, everywhere you turn, you will see something about Band Fest happening. But really, at the end of the day, just come downtown Mason City Memorial Day weekend. There will be something amazing for you to do, and you'll have a great time.
So you can head down to downtown Mason City on Thursday, May 23rd through Monday, May 27th through 12 p.m., and you'll find something going on with the Band Festival.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Wear your 80s gear.
Thank you so much for being our first guest.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it too.